You have been lied to since the moment you were old enough to understand language. Society, your parents, and your teachers conspired to install a software in your mind that equates being good with being harmless. They taught you to smile when you are uncomfortable, to apologize when you take up space, and to explain yourself to people who do not matter. You believe this is politeness. You believe this makes you a good man. You are wrong. This is not virtue. This is cowardice wrapped in a moral superiority complex. The reason you are not confident is that you have built your entire identity around the avoidance of conflict. You think confidence is a feeling of happiness or an extroverted display of charisma. It is neither. True confidence, the kind that terrifies people, is the demonstrated capacity for mayhem held in check by voluntary discipline. Look at the people you fear. Look at the men who command a room simply by standing in the corner. Do they look nice? No, they look capable. They look like they could act with extreme prejudice if the situation demanded it, but they are choosing peace. This choice is what creates the aura of power. You, on the other hand, are harmless. You are the rabbit in a world of wolves, proud that you do not eat meat. The wolf does not respect the rabbit's morality, he only respects the rabbit's speed. Because you are incapable of being dangerous, socially, verbally, or physically, your kindness has no value. It is not a gift you give to the world, it is a plea for mercy. You are nice because you are afraid of what will happen if you are not. People can smell this on you. It triggers a primal, biological response in them. When they sense a man who seeks validation, who laughs too hard at unfunny jokes, who nods incessantly, they do not see a friend, they see a target. They see a resource to be exploited. To become terrifyingly confident, you must first kill the nice guy. You must accept a dark truth. Human beings do not love those who serve them unconditionally. They despise them. We are hardwired to value that which is scarce and that which is dangerous. The ocean is beautiful, but you respect it because it can drown you. A tiger is majestic, but you respect it because it can maul you. You must become the ocean. You must become the tiger. This requires a fundamental lens shift. Stop asking yourself, do they like me? And start asking, do they respect me? The moment you stop trying to be liked, you become unpredictable, and unpredictability is the root of all terror. When you enter a room, you must carry the subtext that you do not need to be there. You do not need.
Niccolo Machiavelli did not write The Prince to help you make friends. He wrote it to teach rulers how to survive assassination and maintain sovereignty. His most famous maxim is often misquoted by fools, but understood perfectly by kings. It is much safer to be feared than loved, because love is preserved by the link of obligation, which, owing to the baseness of men, is broken at every opportunity for their advantage. But fear preserves you by a dread of punishment which never fails. Read that again. Love is a choice. Fear is a reflex. When you rely on being liked, on love, you are building your house on sand. You are trusting that the other person will remain loyal based on gratitude or moral obligation. But, as Machiavelli noted, men are wretched creatures. The moment their self-interest outweighs their loyalty to you, they will betray you. If your confidence is tied to their approval, your confidence dies the moment they turn their backs. Fear, however, is biological. It does not require their consent. To terrify people with your confidence, you must understand the geometry of this emotion. We are not talking about the fear a child feels toward a monster. We are talking about the fear a rational man feels toward a superior force. It is the fear of competence. It is the dread of consequence. Why do you respect a surgeon? Because he holds the power of life and death in his hands. Why do you respect a judge? Because with a stroke of a pen, he can end your freedom. They do not ask for your love. They command your respect through the implication of their power. Most men walk into a room hoping nothing goes wrong. This is the vibration of prey. The terrifyingly confident man walks into a room knowing that he is the thing that could go wrong for everyone else. This psychological mechanism works because fear bypasses the logical brain and strikes directly at the amygdala, the lizard brain. When someone perceives you as a high-status threat, someone who cannot be manipulated, bullied, or shamed, their brain forces them to pay attention. They cannot ignore you. Evolution demands they watch you. You have spent your life trying to lower the tension in interactions to make others feel comfortable. You must reverse this. You must become comfortable with tension. You must learn to sit in the silence that makes others squirm. When you refuse to fill the silence, you signal that you are not desperate for connection. You signal that you are judging, evaluating, and selecting. This creates a vacuum of power that the other person rushes to fill with nervous chatter or validation seeking. In that moment, the dynamic is set. You are the judge, they are the supplicant. The geometry of fear creates a hierarchy. By removing your need for their love, you remove their leverage over you. If you do not care if they fire you, leave you, or hate you, you become ungovernable. And there is nothing more terrifying to the average domesticated human than a man who cannot be governed by social pressure. This is not about being a tyrant or a bully. That is weakness masquerading as strength. The loud man is often the most frightened. This is about a quiet, heavy gravity. It is the confidence of a man who has calculated the odds and knows he wins. To be feared in this way is to be liberated. You are no longer dancing for their amusement. You are standing still, and the world is revolving around your stillness. You have traded the fragile, temporary warmth of being liked for the cold, permanent armor of being respected. Love can be feigned. Fear cannot. If they fear you, they see you.
Machiavelli wrote that because a prince cannot rely on the laws of men to protect him, he must learn how to be a beast. He identified two necessary archetypes for survival, the lion and the fox. One must be a fox in order to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten off wolves. This is the dual nature of true power. Most of you fail because you are monodimensional. You are either the brute who relies on aggression and gets outsmarted by a system he doesn't understand, or you are the schemer, the intellectual coward who tries to manipulate outcomes from the shadows, but crumples the moment physical or direct social pressure is applied. To terrify people, you cannot simply be strong. Strength without intellect is just a tool to be used by smarter men. But intellect without the capacity for violence is simply a sophisticated victim in waiting. You must synthesize these two natures. The lion represents the overt capacity for destruction. It is your ability to hold your ground, to engage in direct conflict, and to use force, verbal, psychological, or social when necessary. The lion does not negotiate. The lion does not explain. The lion is the part of you that can look another man in the eye and deliver a hard no without offering a reason. If you lack the lion, you are food. You will be encircled by wolves, predatory people who sense your inability to defend your boundaries. They will take your credit, they will take your time, and they will take your dignity simply because they know you will not bite back. The fox, however, is the master of optics, timing, and deception. The fox understands that the world is full of snares. In the modern world, these snares are HR violations, social cancellations, reputation destruction, and emotional blackmail. The lion walks into these traps and gets captured. The fox sees them and walks around them. The fox is your ability to smile while you calculate. It is the ability to conceal your intentions until it is too late for your enemy to react. It is the discipline to play the game of social niceties while plotting your ascent. Here is why the combination creates terror: ambiguity. When a man is purely a lion, he is predictable. People know he will get angry, so they prepare for it. They bait him, they control him. When a man is purely a fox, he is slippery. People know he is a liar, so they do not trust him, but they do not fear him physically. But the man who is both, he is a nightmare.
When you possess the intellect of the fox, you can navigate the complex social hierarchy seamlessly. You disarm people with charm. You reflect their emotions. You make them feel safe. You live in a hallucination. You walk through climate-controlled buildings, buy food wrapped in plastic, and click buttons on a screen believing you have escaped the food chain. You believe that because we have laws, police, and HR departments, the fundamental laws of nature have been suspended. This belief is why you are failing. History is a graveyard of people who believed that civilization would protect them from the ruthless. It is a catalog of tribes, nations, and men who thought their goodness was a shield, only to be butchered by those who understood that force is the supreme authority. Look at the natural world. There is no justice in the wild. There is only strength and weakness. The gazelle is not good, and the lion is not evil. The gazelle is slow, and the lion is hungry. That is the only moral framework that matters when survival is on the line. You might argue, we are not animals, but we are. We are simply animals with better vocabulary and more sophisticated weapons. The boardroom is a savanna. The dating market is a mating ground. The social hierarchy is a pecking order. The mechanics of predation have not vanished. They have merely sublimated. They have gone underground. Instead of teeth, you have the mindset. Now you need the mechanics. The previous chapters were the software. This is the hardware. Most men are noisy. They are noisy physically, verbally, and emotionally. They broadcast their internal state to the world like a radio stuck on max volume. If they are nervous, they fidget. If they are insecure, they talk too much. If they are eager, they lean forward. To terrify, you must go dark. You must become a void that others are forced to fill. 1. The tactical use of silence. In any social interaction, there is a rhythm. One person speaks, the other responds immediately to keep the rhythm going. This is a cooperative dance designed to minimize conflict. You must break the rhythm. When someone asks you a question, do not answer immediately. Pause. Count to 3 in your head. Look at them. Let the silence hang in the air like a guillotine blade. In that 3-second gap, you destroy their frame. Their brain creates a dozen worst-case scenarios. Did I offend him? Is he judging me? Does he think I'm stupid? You have seized control of the timeline. By refusing to rush your response, you sub-communicate that you operate on your own time, not theirs. You are not eager to please. You are considering whether they are worth the response. Silence is not empty, it is heavy. Weak men rush to lift the weight of silence with nervous chatter. Strong men let the weight crush the other person. 2. The dead gaze. Your eyes are currently leaking submission. You look away when challenged. You blink rapidly when stressed. You widen your eyes when seeking approval. You must master the dead gaze. This is not an angry stare. Anger is an emotion, and showing emotion is a weakness. This is a look of absolute clinical detachment. When you look at someone, do not look at their eyes. Look through them. Imagine you are a scientist observing a specimen in a jar. You are analyzing them. You are seeing their insecurities, their lies, their desperation. When they finish speaking, hold the gaze for 2 seconds longer than is comfortable. Do not nod. Do not smile. Just watch. This triggers a primal alarm in their amygdala. They feel seen in a way that is deeply unsettling. They will often look down or start explaining themselves further. You have won without saying a word. 3. Absolute stillness. Fidgeting is the physical manifestation of fear. Tapping your foot, touching your face, adjusting your clothes, nodding your head while listening. These are tells. They tell the world you are uncomfortable in your own skin. A predator is still until the moment it strikes. Practice absolute stillness. Sit in a chair and do not move a muscle. Keep your hands relaxed on your lap or the table. Keep your head level. When you move, move slowly. Fast, jerky movements signal anxiety. Slow, deliberate movements signal authority. Think of a king. Does a king run? Does a king twitch? No. The king moves as if the air around him is thick water. He is unbothered by the urgency of others. 4. Strategic unpredictability. We are socialized to expect specific reactions. If I tell a joke, you laugh. If I complain, you sympathize. The nice guy is not who you are. It is a costume you put on when you were a child to survive. Somewhere in your past, you learned that having needs, expressing anger, or taking up space was dangerous. You learned that to be safe, you had to be small. You had to be compliant. You had to be good. This was a brilliant survival strategy for a powerless child living among giants. But you are no longer a child, and that strategy has become a prison. The nice guy is a parasite attached to your soul. It feeds on your potential and excretes resentment. It makes you say yes when you mean no. It makes you apologize for existing. It makes you believe that if you sacrifice enough of yourself, the world will finally give you what you want. It won't. The world will simply consume the sacrifice and ask for more. To terrify, you must commit murder. You must take this nice guy persona out back and put a bullet in his head. This is not a metaphor for self-improvement. It is a psychic amputation. You must cut off the necrotic tissue of your people-pleasing tendencies before they rot the rest of you. The method of execution. Kill the apology. Stop saying "I'm sorry" unless you have committed a crime. Do not apologize for being late if it doesn't matter. Do not apologize for asking a waiter to correct your order. Do not apologize for your opinion. Every unnecessary apology is a brick removed from the foundation of your authority. Replace "I'm sorry" with "Thank you for waiting." Shift the frame from your failure to their patience. Kill the explanation. The nice guy over-explains because he seeks permission. He thinks if he provides enough data, the other person will validate his decision. The sovereign does not explain. He states, "I'm not coming tonight." No reason given, no sick relative invented, just the decision. The absence of an explanation forces the other person to accept your authority. Kill the fixer. You attract broken people because you try to fix them. This makes you feel useful, but it makes you a servant. Stop solving problems that aren't yours. Let people fail. Let people suffer the consequences of their stupidity. When you stop rushing to save them, you stop signaling that you are their emotional janitor. The replacement. The sovereign. When the nice guy dies, the sovereign takes the throne. The sovereign is a nation of one. He has his own borders, his own laws, and his own economy of energy. He does not trade his dignity for approval. He trades value for value. The sovereign is not mean. He is indifferent. And indifference is the ultimate power move. Love and hate are two sides of the same coin. Both require emotional investment. Indifference says, "You do not matter enough for me to have an emotion about you." The purge. Warning. When you execute the nice guy, the people around you will revolt. The parasites who have been feeding on your compliance will starve. They will call you arrogant. They will say you've changed. They will try to shame you back into the box. Do not flinch. This resistance is proof that the surgery is successful. You are disrupting the ecosystem of exploitation they built around you. When the parasites detach, do not chase them. Let them go. Their departure is not a loss, it is an evacuation of waste. You are building a new identity on the bedrock of self-interest. You are no longer the supporting character in everyone else's movie. You are the director. The nice guy is dead. Long lived.
You have been given the keys to the kingdom, but do not mistake this for a gift. It is a burden. The transformation I have described, from the harmless prey to the terrifying sovereign, is not without cost. The price is isolation. When you refuse to play the games of social validation, you become a mirror. When people look at you, they do not see you. They see the reflection of their own weakness, their own cowardice, and their own lack of discipline, and they will hate you for it. You will lose friends. You will lose lovers. You will walk into rooms and feel the temperature drop because your presence demands a standard they cannot meet. You will no longer fit in with the sheep, but you are not yet fully accepted by the lions. You will walk the wilderness alone. This is the filter. This is the sovereign's gate. 99% of those listening to this voice are not capable of walking through it. They nodded along to the previous chapters, fantasizing about power, but tomorrow they will wake up and apologize to someone who doesn't deserve it. They will smile when they should snarl. They will return to the comfort of the herd because the cold air of sovereignty is too sharp for their lungs. Let them go. They are necessary. The predator needs prey. The king needs subjects. But for the 1% of you remaining, the few who feel the sickness of the modern world in your gut, who are tired of apologizing for your strength, you have a choice. This channel is not for entertainment. It is an archive of forbidden psychological warfare. It is a training ground for the few men left who wish to reclaim their biological imperative to conquer. I do not ask for your subscription. I do not need your support. But if you are one of us, if you are ready to kill the weakling inside you and birth the tyrant necessary to survive, then align yourself. Subscribe, not to watch, but to remember who you are. Turn on the notifications. Let them serve as a bell tolling for the death of your old self. The gate is open. The wilderness awaits. Walk through or stay behind and be eaten. The choice is yours.